Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing good. So I do hope that you have read and watched my previous retro review on the Nokia N90, the revolution begins. And there are more N-series review coming up, but today I'm just going to shift our focus to the Lumia world. So this is the Lumia 1520. It's a monstrous device. So let's have a look at what makes the Lumia 1520 stand out. Now, the Lumia 1520 was launched in the year 2013. It is basically a bigger brother to the Lumia 1320. They share almost the same aspect in terms of the width and the length of the device, but the Lumia 1520 is much slimmer, have a more potent camera, a more potent hardware. Now, this is the fabulous design which we are very familiar with. Realize that Lumia 1520 has many other color options, but only the red one comes with a glossy back. Now this polycarbonate body, this is basically a glorified way of saying it's made of plastic, but it is not just as simple as that, because this is a unibody construct which adds into its rigidity. And the Lumia 1520 polycarbonate body has went into a special treatment which sips in the color into all the layers of the body itself. So even if you were to have some minor scratches here and there, you still have the beautiful red color on the back without exposing any other colors on the inner part. So this is how slim the device is now. If you were to look at the right hand side of the device, it has 3 buttons here. So I hope you can see this. Now these 3 buttons are just something of the unique in terms of the choice of material, because this is made using zirconium, one of the hardest known elements, and if I'm not mistaken, it is used to either cut or polish diamonds. So that is how much of detail that went into to construct this device. There are 3 buttons here: the volume rocker, the power button, and also a dedicated 2-stage camera button, which is something that I miss in the current Nokia devices. On the top, you've got a 3.5mm head jack. On the bottom is a micro USB charging port. On the left hand side is the SIM and also the SD card tray. On the back is a 20 megapixel pure view camera sensor with Zeiss optic and also dual LED flash. Now this pure view camera is capable of shooting at 19 megapixel and also to shoot in 5 megapixel pure view mode with 2 times lossless zoom. This device also carries 4 microphones, which allows it to have rich audio capture. Not only does this help in having clear call because of the active noise cancellation, this is one of the precursors to the Ozo audio that we have now. Let's go into the display. On the front, you've got a 1.2 megapixel front facing camera here. This is a 16 by 9 1080p IPS display. So this is one of the unique thing about the Lumia 1520. Now, if you recall, in the year 2013, we were still struggling with outdoor readability. Nokia does have its own solution, the clear back display, but with the Lumia 1520, it went a notch further. So this is the first device, or the first mobile device in the world to actually come with assertive display technology. So if you have not read my review on the Lumia 1520 in NokiaPowerUser site, do just have a sneak peek there. I do show more examples of how different devices compared to the Lumia 1520 back in the days, those with and without assertive display technology. So the assertive display technology is a hardware based one. So these days, almost all major mobile chipsets have assertive display technology embedded within. And the advantages of this is discussed more in my written review. So it's got a big, beautiful, gorgeous display. It was initially launched with the Lumia 8.1 and was further upgraded to Windows 10 Mobile. So this is running Windows 10 Mobile, and there are a lot of things that I actually miss from the Lumia 8.1, especially the camera-centric apps. So you can still scavenge some of the apps, some of the camera apps still in the Windows 10 store, but the good ones are still missing. One of them that I do miss is the Lumia Refocus. So Lumia Refocus is Nokia's way of adjusting depth back in the days, and this was a software-based solution, and it was actually an eye-opener, because the only other competitor to provide such differentiating camera solution was HTC. So HTC has a dual camera setup to allow depth capture, but their software was not optimized. So the outcome from the Lumia ones, although just from a single camera using a software-based solution, was much better. So these are some of the apps that I actually missed. So we're just going to explore a bit about the Lumia 1520's capability and how the Snapdragon 800 and the 2 GB of RAM perform on this device per se. So one of the things is, let's explore the camera first. So this is not the Lumia camera app or the Nokia camera app. This is basically a Windows 10 camera app. So it introduced a 4K recording and also has digital video stabilization. Now do know that the Lumia 1520 comes with optical image stabilization. A few things to know is that you can shoot in various resolution, maxed at 4K at 30 frames per second. There is no option for 1080p at 60 frames per second. It has optical image stabilization for more stable shoot, and it also adds in a digital video stabilization. You have the options of capturing living images. Now, as I've said before, you can capture in either 19 or a 5 megapixel mode. This supports up to 2 times lossless zoom, and one of the things that I really like is the addition of capturing in RAW format. Now, you also have the option to actually choose the action for this particular camera shutter button. So when you press and hold, you can either straight away launch it to capture in video, or just to catch a burst of photo, or just disable it altogether. Now, one of the unique things about this device is that you can actually press and hold this camera button here, capture videos in 4K, and extract a high quality 8 megapixel image which is still usable. So these are one of the few things that I really enjoyed back in the days. So let's go to the camera itself. So you can see that Nokia Lumia 1520 supports HDR mode. So this is HDR mode on. You've got options to launch in the Pro mode. And you also have a panoramic mode here. You can switch to the video mode with just the click of a button. So the camera interface is one of the most versatile one ever, and this is something which is still lacking in current Nokia devices because the options are very cluttered these days. Now let us talk a bit about the apps that actually make the camera experience unique. One of them is the Lumia Storyteller. So Lumia Storyteller is basically an app which actually shows you exactly where the images were taken. So all you need to do is go to that image, click on it, and once you zoom out, it'll show you exactly where the images were taken. And this is one of the unique things, because if you want to trace back where the images were taken, or you want to even check the surrounding of the area that you have taken, this is one of the unique ways of taking it. So this is the other app that I actually really enjoyed, the Lumia Cinemagraph. So basically what the Lumia Cinemagraph does, it adds motion to an image. This is how images comes to life, like how it is in the Harry Potter movies. So you've got a still image with certain part of the images moving. So I'll try to do one here, see if we can get it done right. So I'm just going to move one of my fingers and just this. So that is it. So let's see how it works. So you can choose to animate which areas you want. So I'll pick to animate this, and that's about it. So you can save the image. And this is how you sort of create a GIF file format instead. So you can also highlight the areas that you want to move. You can also highlight the areas you don't want to move, so that you can fine tune the area that you want to be alive. So this is one example that makes the Lumia camera experience very, very much more different than all the other competitors back in the day. Now the other is the Lumia Moment. So Lumia Moment allows you to sort of choose the best frame or create an action shot. So basically what it does is that you can extract images, high quality images from your video, and use it as an image, or you can also use it to create action shots. So basically if you have a moving images, so you can create 2 or 3 of that images and combine it into a single image to show that you are in motion. So these are the few things that makes the experience on the Lumia very much different. One of the things that I actually really miss is the Refocus app. So this is one of the third-party Refocus app. It doesn't actually work as good as the original Refocus app made by Nokia. So this is Nokia's way of creating depth back in the days. So you have cameras captured at different intervals, different focus intervals, and you can later choose which one to focus on. And these days we are using a hardware-based solution coupled with some software adjustment, but this was purely software using a single camera back in the days. And let's take a look at the gaming capability. Now, one of the best thing about the display is that the assertive display does not only work by adjusting pixels to improve sun readability, it also makes whatever that is being viewed in the display itself to have a more HDR-like quality. So the Lumia 1520 is one of the best displays out there to enjoy games or movies. I'm just going to show you how smooth the gameplay is back with the Lumia 1520. So you can see that this is a gorgeous display, and it is really nice to see the graphics on these ones, and you would certainly enjoy playing or consuming media on this display. And you can also see that the speaker is very loud, and it is definitely create a very immersive gaming experience. So I'm not going to waste my time in playing these games just to show you how gorgeous the display is. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you some samples of images and also videos taken by both these devices. So why do I select both these devices? They both share a similarity that both these devices are champions when it comes to battery life. But I want you to focus on the camera technology used. Now, Lumia devices introduce optical image stabilization. These days, many devices lack optical image stabilization. So this is going to be one example to show you how much the camera world has changed. This is using a standard RGB sensor, and this is using a quad Bayer sensor. So I hope you all can make your own conclusion whether the choice of omitting OIS and going for pixel binning is the way forward. So with that said, I do hope you enjoyed this brief video. Do stay tuned for more. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, as it will help me to produce more quality contents like this. So do take care. I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.